あ、いや、その竜田サンドなんだけどな。
I forgot where I am. I presume I was anticipating the gas leak or whatever it's called that makes the oxygen crisis happen. Will happen soon, but I don't know how close I am to that. We're at the beginning of day 4, I believe. Yeah, it's fine. Well, about that tuna sandwich. Start with and then something strange, right? I think it was delicious. Oh, he's just gonna say that that was the spiked one. We mixed all the sauces together, just seemed to taste like Thousand Island. Actually, Rhett and Link did that, and they pretended like they liked it. I could guess they were just pretending. Because the way they were acting sounded kind of suspicious. Like they really thought it was disgusting and they were pretending like they liked it. But if you trust them, if you mix a whole bunch of stuff together, like Coco does or Takeshi does, apparently it is realistic that somebody could deem it not disgusting. Come on. It's probably a negative. Or it's I was lost in thought, so I didn't care about the taste. Let's see what Google Translate has to say. Because I don't see the nigh or anything. Yes. So they're kind of correct. Okay. In reality, I was thinking about something and didn't really pay attention to the taste.
本当か？ああ、よかった。
Really? Well, good. So, what is it, right? Or also why? Just like, what is it?
あ、いや、今、少年が食べているサンド、実は、スーパーウルトラデラックスデリシャススペシャルなんだよな。
Sandwich the boy is eating. I don't know if it's right now or not. So you go translate copies that. It's a super ultra deluxe delicious special. I have to read that for some reason. Yeah, apparently it is right now. Oh, because there's the ima there. Okay. Yes, iya ima. Shonen ga tabete ilu sando. Okay. That's what an amazing name, correct? So how Google Translate renders that. Hey, that's an awesome name, isn't it? No, it's cringe. As I listened to Takeshi, I somehow managed to stuff my face with the sandwich.
名前だけじゃないぞ。秘伝で大きな即席ブレンドソースがたっぷりかかっているのだ。
It's not just a name, it's a secret, palpable, impromptu precedent. How is it? Do you need to precedence? There's plenty of sauce. It's topped with a secret, generous amount of our secret blended sauce. Secret blended sauce, I presume.
ありとあらゆる調味料。なんと今回、合わせて34種類も使ったんだぞ。
I used 34 different seasonings, or sauces, one or the other, this time, including all kinds of seasonings. Well, I wonder, I should know, I think the word for sauce is just sauce written in katakana, so I don't recall what seasonings are. Salt is shio, but that's just salt. I used all kinds of seasonings, a total of 34. 34 types this time. Of course, it has to be an integer multiple of 17 sauces. But we can't put 17 because that's cheesy, so we put 34, which is ridiculous. All of a sudden, an unknown, indescribable, disgusting stimulation spread through my mouth. Something wells up in my throat and I can't breathe. But you can't breathe for another reason. It's like weird foreshadowing. Mizu, mizu, which means water. It's funny how they make it like they do. How they progress the word. I hurriedly ran to the faucet in the washroom or washing area or restroom or wherever. Maybe there's a washing area. It's a thing in Japan. I mean, I presume there would be in a hospital, but this is not a hospital. Then I spit out what was in my mouth and drank the water in one gulp. Goo 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 blah. Oh, I'm coming back to life. That was terrible. What did Takeshi feed me? My throat still hurts. Maybe it's because I thought that, but I can't breathe right away. Yeah, here we go. Here's the thing. Ugh. Huh? Is it really something painful? My head's starting to hurt and I'm starting to feel dizzy. Yeah, the rewriters of this really like the idea of like you say something and then it like, oh, no, this is not a joke actually. A lot like use health condition the first time. This pain, this blinding visage is different from... Oh, this is just crazy on the translators department. This pain and glare are not the same as those omens. I guess omens is the best way to Oh, this kanji. Okay. It's this kanji. I don't know if I really care, but it's probably something like matter instead of omens. Breathing noises. Sorry, you and Takeshi all seem to be having trouble breathing.
ちょっと空、至急この部屋に来てくれないか。なんか変なんだ。
Wait, Sora, could you come to this room as soon as possible? Something is wrong. Takeshi faced the terminal and called out for Sora. Does he do that in the Takeshi route? I mean, presuming he would do that, he would jump in and do that here, even if Takeshi didn't, and it was you instead, because he doesn't want to hurt anybody. So it might go off script. That's like, what went wrong? It's past tense. There's a lot of languages like to do things. A lot of languages like to do things in past tense, so we don't do it in past tense in English. Like, I became tired. For some reason, Sora appeared in a different way than usual.
空、どうしたんだ。来れないのか。
I don't know if that means anything, but anyway. Sora, what's wrong? Can't you come?
すみません。先ほどから強力なジャミングにさらされていて、一部センサーが使えない状態で、実は今もそっちの対応に追われているんです。
I'm sorry, I've been exposed to powerful jamming for a while now, and I can't use some of my sensors. Actually, I'm busy dealing with that. Okay, is this happening again?
ジャミングって何よ。
That to, jamming, what do you mean by jamming?
それは後回しだ。そら、急いでこの部屋の酸素を調べてくれないか。
Gotta replicate the situation. Well, save that for later, Sora. Could you hurry up and examine the oxygen in this room?
はい、わかりました。
Yes, I understand. Sora closed her eyes and began scanning the room.
大変です。一酸化炭素濃度が危険値近くまで上昇しています。皆さん至急この部屋から退避してください。
This is terrible. The carbon monoxide concentration has risen to dangerous levels. Everyone, please evacuate the room immediately.
なんだって。
What'd you say?
みんな救護室に避難して。
Everyone, take refuge in the infirmary.
あそこは独自の酸素循環装置が。
That place has its own oxygen circulation system. Oh, we're gonna have to carry you out now in this route. Just as she was about to say that, she collapsed on the spot.
ナキ先輩。
Okay, that's just Naku Senpai. That's what you translate there. Sara hurried over to you.
みんな、救護室に避難するぞ。
Everyone, let's take refuge in the infirmary. Yeah, what I don't understand, I might learn this eventually, is if you do get carbon monoxide poisoning, which is when all the hemoglobin molecules you have in all of your erythrocytes in your blood, they get, or at least a large proportion of them, get plugged with carbon monoxide, where the oxygen would ordinarily go. And if you were to take someone to somewhere where there was no carbon monoxide and a very high oxygen concentration, because the carbon monoxide sticks to the hemoglobin harder than the oxygen would, I would think that you wouldn't immediately recover. Like, you'd have, like, issues with, like, you could still die. The problem is there's probably a lot of, like, residual or trace carbon monoxide in the atmosphere. And you would think that, well, if carbon monoxide was really so sticky, that you'd eventually get carbon monoxide poisoning just by existing. So there's got to be a way your body clears it out. I just don't know how. I helped Sara, supported you, and headed for the entrance of the infirmary. Supported you. Okay, I guess use Naga just requires way more oxygen than everyone else's, and so she collapses easier. Which is kind of a good thing for you until you end up in this situation. We move to the infirmary. It's like, I don't need as much energy to keep going. I can keep going and not stop. It's like, yeah, but what does that mean about you? We move to the infirmary. I probably already said that. Takeshi took a deep breath as he dared to enter the infirmary. Dared? Wait a second. I think we'll translate dared. As he entered the guard room, Takeshi took a deep breath. Okay, there's no daring in there. Breathing noises. Following Takeshi's lead, I take a deep breath. I don't think I've ever tasted air this good in my life. Now, I just noticed something. I don't recall if Tsugumi was in the break room. If she was, she hasn't been mentioned being in there in a long time, just been hiding in the shadows. That's odd because I think in the Takeshi side she was there. And then she can, like, follow Takeshi, you know, and whatever. She's not here, though, now. So, maybe she doesn't follow Takeshi to the control room for the brief this side, which suggests that possibly even if you get into the Tsugumi route and the Takeshi side, that scene doesn't change and Tsugumi doesn't go with Takeshi to turn the pumps on. She just doesn't go on that. And when she tries in the 2034 incident, when she kind of maybe one quarter heartedly goes after replicating the 2017 incident, she starts to kind of go with the flow. She doesn't even try to get in on that errand. And what that could allow the game to do is put her in a different spot, put her in the infirmary, which actually isn't a different spot. Never mind. She's in the infirmary in the Takeshi side as well. But it puts her in the infirmary, which allows you to have some sort of scene with her right here and have something for the kid to do, so you can write something for the kid in this part of the game. We'll see what they do. I probably already read this. I felt like this was the first time I'd ever heard the air taste this good in my life. Okay, heard doesn't make any sense, but I get what this sentence is saying, so I'm not going to continue messing with it.
ありがとうマヨ。少年、もう大丈夫だから。
It's thank you, Mayo, the boy. I am already okay. But trying to remember how to kara. So kara is like from, typically, but you could use it in the like the end of a sentence too. Let's see here. Oh, I didn't actually capture it. Okay, the translators don't help. They're basically saying I'm already okay or I'm already fine. It might be like I already became fine or something like that. When we arrived at the guard room, you stepped away from us. Or infirmary. You call it the guard room, and that's not usually... It might be a literal translation of the kanji that are used to represent it, but it's not what someone who speaks English would say. You wouldn't say guard room. We'd say clinic or infirmary. Clinic would probably be more commonly used. The medical station as well. Come on. She seemed to have calmed down after taking a breath of fresh air.
ナキ先輩、大丈夫ですか？まだ顔が赤いですよ。
Naki-senpai, are you okay? Your face is still red.
本当に大丈夫だから。
I'm really okay. Okay, they're probably making some sort of, like, joke about that.
申し訳ありません。気がつかなくて、皆さんを危険な目に遭わせてしまいました。本当に。
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it, so I put you all in danger. Really. Sora apologized in the guard room and apologized to us with a truly apologetic expression.
ジャミングの影響がまだ残っているんだろう。全員無事だったんだし、気にするな。
Okay, so jamming. The interface must still be affecting The jamming must still be affecting her. We're all safe, so don't worry about it. Or still be affecting you. The jamming might still be affecting you, basically.
だけど、どうして急に一酸化炭素濃度が上がったの？酸素循環システムは吹っ飛んじゃったけど、施設内の残存酸素量には余裕があったはずじゃ。
But why did the carbon monoxide concentration suddenly increase? The oxygen circulation system was blown away, that's correct. But the remaining oxygen in the facility should have had some leeway. I guess that makes some sense. It's not how we would say that, but okay.
そちらについてですが、先日のメタンハイドレート区画のメタンガス爆発事故の際起きた火災により、大量の酸素を失っていたようです。
About that, during the methane gas explosion in the methane hydrate sector the other day, there was a fire that caused a large amount of oxygen loss, which didn't manifest until now.
なんだって？それじゃあ酸素はほとんど残ってないってのか？
You're not very good with your sci-fi here. Oxygen loss doesn't mean carbon monoxide. I mean, they're not like opposites of each other. If you have oxygen loss because the fire sucks it in, well, if it's a fire, but they're like equating the two, right? You mean what? Then there's barely any oxygen left?
ツバイトシュトック内ではそうなります。
That's what happened inside Zweite stock. So there's still oxygen in Ersteboden and Dritte stock.
ですが、今いる救護室には独自の酸素循環装置があるので大丈夫です。
Yeah, the fire would convert it to carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide, mostly carbon dioxide, but you get that residual carbon monoxide because, you know, it's not perfect, right? It's not a perfect hydrocarbon plus oxygen is carbon dioxide and water. You get some other things, right? But, like, it's not like oxygen loss and carbon monoxide level are not, like, opposite each other in principle. However, the protective room we're in now has its own oxygen circulation device, so it's fine. Conveniently.
だがここには酸素しかないってことだよな。そしてツバイトシュトック内には食料はあるけど酸素がない。
But there's only oxygen here, and there's food in Zweite stock, but there's no oxygen. Well, you're just supposed to eat it. You're just supposed to drink the glucola. Oof. Even if the guard room is safe, there's no food here. We have to get out of here and go look for food. Now, so it takes about, I don't know, a week and a half to starve to death, maybe 2 weeks, depending on who you are, depends on how fat you are, right? If you just had glucola, I wonder how that extends things, because then you'd have calories, but you'd have no nutrients. So what actually would do you in, the lack of nutrients or the lack of calories? I wonder how long that would extend it. I mean, you'd still starve and die, because it's just glucose, right? There's no riboflavin or citric acid or nice, whatever the B vitamins are. No antioxidants, no nothing. So you'd starve it away, but it might extend it. It might extend it depending on what the final straw is in starvation. Like no iron, you'd become anemic. If that's the case, there's an invisible danger, a danger of carbon monoxide poisoning. That's what always follows.
そうだ、3層目。ドリットシュトックって酸素は大丈夫なのか？
That's right. The third floor. Or the third level. The kanji got all messed up, so it said eyebrow, but whatever. So it said the third eye, ironically. That's not actually in the game. That's just a coincidence. Is Dritte stock okay with oxygen? Or the oxygen situation in Dritte stock okay?
はい。ツバイとシュトックとは分断されていたために、結果的に影響はありません。
Yes, conveniently, it's confined to Dritte stock, so you have motivation to change floors and progress the plot. Yes, it's separated from Zweite stock, so it had no effect as a result. Or the blowing up thing had no effect on it.
となると潜水艇のことは抜きにしてもドリットシュトックへの移動を考えた方がいいかもな。
In that case, it might be better to consider moving to Dritte stock, even without the submarine. But we don't know if the submarine is gone or not yet.
そらドリットシュトックへの移動ルートの件なんだけど何か進展はあったのか。
Sora, about the transfer route to Dritte stock, have you made any progress?
まだ暫定ですが、候補となるプランがあります。
It's still temporary, but I have a candidate plan.
それでもいいから説明してくれないか。
That's fine. Why don't you explain?
はい。ですが、ここのディスプレイモニターは故障しているので、詳しく説明することができませんが。
But the display monitor here is out of order, so I can't explain it in detail. A malfunction? Maybe it's because of the jamming, or maybe it was broken because of the explosion accident? That's funny. Someone had to, I guess, Ryogo broke it. He had to sneak away when no one was looking and break the monitor. You can argue, well, Tsugumi did it, but I don't know if Tsugumi would be motivated enough.
それじゃあ制御室に移動しよう。
So if you're not picking up on what happened there, right? In the Takeshi side of things, Tsugumi broke the monitor. We don't actually know why she did that on that side either. She was trying to like make it so that they couldn't observe her leaving, and I guess she just kind of broke everything that she could think to break or something like that. But that didn't happen on this side. Like, she didn't have to leave the infirmary undetected. Or leave the infirmary and people try to make it so that they don't notice she left. So, in order to replicate the situation from there on out, somebody had to break the monitor. Just to break the monitor to make the situation match. Let's move to the control room. Are they all going to move all at once to control room? Takeshi looked around at everyone for a moment.
ユウ、サラと少年を見ていてくれないか。
You, could you watch over Sarah and the kid?
わかったわ。
Understood, right? It's like understood. Takeshi left the room with Sora.
さて、とりあえず私たちはコーヒーブレイクにしましょうか。
Okay, she's gonna say coffee break, but and we probably might have an argument about sugar in coffee. Because we haven't done that yet. We've put sugar in the coffee, but we haven't had an argument of whether there should be sugar in the coffee. She just drank the coffee that had the sugar in it. And didn't complain. In the original game, you never put sugar in her coffee. So, wait, did she ask for the sugar? Is that a contradiction? Did they change it? Are they going to change the sides? Because she asked the kid to put sugar in her coffee. In the remake. Whereas the original Yu would have never put sugar in her coffee. That being said, is Tsugumi just like, Tsugumi's not here. So is Tsugumi just like wandering around out there in the low oxygen environment? I mean, you could argue, well, she can do that because, you know, anime. But, okay. I'm guessing how they're going to write this is she's going to walk into the infirmary at some point. We'll see if that happens. Now then, shall we start with coffee break? I don't know why it says coffee play. Should be coffee break. Shall we let go for a coffee break first? Okay. Is it okay at a time like this?
こんな時だからこそ平常心よ。というわけでマヨ、コーヒーお願いね。
In a time like this, Mayo's coffee will appear, saying, I'm calm. What? It's times like these where we need to stay calm. So, Mayo, I'll have some coffee. And of course, that's the joke, because coffee, like, makes you not calm. Apparently. Although I've never drank caffeine, then after doing so, or eaten caffeine...
しからば、忍法取り寄せの術
drank caffeine and became less calm. It doesn't really do that, but apparently it's supposed to do that, so it's supposed to be a joke. It's supposed to not make sense. Oh, that big dog's back. Like, what is he talking about? Anyway. And then he leaves. As you wish, Nimpu. The art of ordering. Huh? If that's your wish, then I could order the ninja art of coffee. There was a flash of light in Sara's hand, and okay, they're actually doing this. There's a flash of light. In Sara's hand were 3 cans of coffee, as if she pulled them out of thin air. We couldn't think to write anything else. Oh. But they're cans, though. I applauded without thinking. She didn't actually, like, instantly push the water through the beans or anything. And that's how the instant coffee maker works, right? Like...
さすがマヨ、いつ見ても鮮やかなトリックね。
That's Mayo for you. It's always a brilliant trick. No, it's more so she just carries coffee around because she knows that you could ask for it at any moment.
トリックじゃないですよ。忍法なんです。
It's not a trick, it's a ninja art.
でも、種も仕掛けもあるんでしょ？
But you have tricks, don't you? What? But there must be a trick or a gimmick, right? Oh, they're doing this with it.
秘伝と極意です。
Try to keep Yu's character consistent. It's a secret and, it's a secret technique. Okay. And it's secret, apparently.
秘伝と極意？なんだ、種じゃなくてタレだったの。
Secret technique? Wait. To put this Google Translate. Sauce. Secret technique and secret? I guess there's like nuance to that that doesn't come across in English. Okay, so this right here is pronounced toe, and it's a conjunction. So it's 2 things, right? I believe this is a secret technique, and this is just secret. Let's see here. So, Tane. Well, the translators have a really hard time with this. So it's not recognizing the sentence wrong. It's just, they're both saying something like, what, you mean sauce, not seeds? Which, I don't get the expression.
忍法を焼肉のタレとかと同列に扱わないでください。
Please don't treat ninja arts on the same level as a yakiniku sauce or something. Okay, so they're probably talking about some sort of illusionist art, and they're using cultural language to describe it. Which doesn't come across well. So I guess a yakiniku sauce is some sort of illusionist thing.
でも隠し味って意味じゃ同じようなもんじゃないの？
But in the sense that it's a secret ingredient, it's the same. I suppose.
違います。
No.
ほんとムキになってマヨかわいい。
You're really cute when you're, embarrassed, I guess, Mayo. Mayo is cute when she gets all worked up, where the cute is specifically kawaii.
まったく、ナッキュ先輩はいつもこうなんだから。
You're always like that, Nakyu senpai. Or you always think I'm cute? The Kotogaraki. It just transliterated. It didn't actually translate it. Oh, because it's like words. Okay. The words flying... It's that wrong conjugate. The words flying back and forth between them became laughter at some point. You and Sarah are really close, and they're in perfect sync.
そりゃそうよ。救命館女子校のゆり姉妹とは私たちのことよ。
That's right. We're the Yuri sisters of Kyumekon Girls High School. Oh, they're gonna use this opportunity to tell the story about how they first met instead of at breakfast. Okay, that's how they're gonna incorporate this.
ナッキュ先輩、そんなこと言われてましたっけ？
It's kind of clever writing. Okay. Naki senpai, what's that? What were you? What did you say we were? Naki senpai, did you say something like that?
マヨ、忘れたの？あの時の出会いを、あの時の誓いを。
Mayo, I forgot about our meeting back then, or our vow back then. You forgot? Probably might be accusing you.
そう。あれは今から1年前。
That was a year ago.
マヨが救命館女子高等学校に入学して間もない頃の話。
Okay, the used voice actor is gonna voice act this like this apparently. It happened shortly after Mayo entered Kyumekon Girls High School. Sorry, that was Duolingo. After saying that, Yu gently looks up at the ceiling with distant eyes and began to speak.
春の陽光うららかな、ある晴れた土曜日の放課後。
After school on a clear Saturday, bright, I guess they have school on Saturday in Japan. Is that what Memories Off told me? It was a sunny Saturday after school in the warm spring sunshine. Yeah, according to Memories Off, there's grade school on Saturday in Japan. Which, I guess they could get away with it because there is like very little ingress of Judaism into Japan. Well, that's like really risky in like anywhere else in the world.
校庭には桜の花びらが風に舞い、少しだけ埃っぽい空気は優しく鼻をくすぐる。
Imagine if there were no Sakura. This is just super romanticized. Sakura petals, which is the certain kind of tree, dance in the wind in the schoolyard, and the slightly dusty air gently tickles my nose.
真新しい制服に身を包んだ新入生たちが期待と緊張いっぱいの顔で歩いている。
Freshmen in brand new uniforms are walking around with faces full of anticipation and nervousness. And I was, on the hunt, I guess. Trying to see which one I could pick off.
そんな彼女らに熱心に声をかける上級生のクラブ勧誘員の姿があった。
I saw an upperclassman club recruiter eagerly calling out to them. I saw you mean you were. No, an upperclassman recruiting for the club was seen enthusiastic calling out to the girls? Okay. I don't know why girls.
ヘイ、そこのカーのジョー。
Hey, you there. Okay, what's car no cho mean? Oh, hey, you there, girl. Okay. You suddenly called out to Sarah. Oh, so I saw, she's talking about herself in third person or something?
何ですか、先輩。
Okay, so it was you. You was the one. You was the club recruiter. Not, She's talking about herself weird. What is it, senpai?
何ですか、先輩じゃないわよ、まったく。まあよ、ノリが悪いわよ。私とあなたが出会った大切なシーンを再現しているんだから。
Okay, use voice return to normal. What's with you, senpai? Seriously, Mayo, don't get carried away, okay? You're recreating we're Oh. Seriously, Mayo, don't get carried away. We're recreating an important scene where you and I met. Oh, okay. And that's not how you responded, apparently.
今ここで再現ドラマをやる必要性は全くないと思うんですけど。
I was like, I don't think there's any need to do a reenactment drama here right now.
そう言われればないわね。
You don't think so? In other words, the first time you invited Sarah to join the club was when you met her.
そうそう。
Correct.
あれを勧誘って言うんですか？ほとんどナンパでしたよ。それにほとんど強引に部室に連行されましたし。
Were you trying to recruit me? You were mostly hitting on people. Besides, is that how she's saying it? Besides, I was taken to the club room by force. That's the goofy part. It's like, why in the world would you grab whoever just happened to be the daughter of Tsugumi? Just like, it's like coincidence that she would pick this particular person. Okay, Google Translate says you call that solicitation? It was more like a pickup bar. I guess that's what she calls that. Okay, I don't know what a pickup bar is. Maybe it's something in Japan. And I was almost taken forcibly to the club room I mean, I don't want to know what that is. It might be some sort of prostitution thing.
そりゃそうよ。その時我が部は崖っぷちに立たされていたからね。
That's because at that time, our club was at the brink of collapse. I was saying, was there like a... let's try this. Okay, if I delete one of the let's see here, let me go backlog. Yeah, there was actually a oh. Hold on. Hold on. Momentarily. I got it right in here. I got it right in Kana here. Okay. Okay, you call that solicitation. It was more like picking up girls. So Google Translate also agrees it's like pickup. It's like a picking up. It's like a hitting type. It's a hitting on type thing, but it was the whole bar aspect of it came from a messed up katakana, and I don't know if pickup bar is yet a real thing. Something that Google Translate made up just to translate that. Okay. So it basically used like, hey you look pretty. To all the girls, join my club. Yeah, that's because at that time our club was on the brink of collapse. And I was trying hard for some reason. Is this piece saying collapse, right? The Verge?
要するに部員不足で廃部寸前だったわけよ。
In other words, the club was on the verge of disbanding due to a lack of members. That must have been tough.
そうね。ナッキュ先輩を入れて、その時はたったの3人しか部員がいなかったもんね。
Yeah, including Nakyu, there were only 3 members at the time.
私はその年で卒業だったから新入部員が入らなきゃそのまま廃部よ。そりゃ必死になるってもんよ。
I graduated at that age, so unless I got a new member, I'd be what is like some sort of ostracization, as in did you get when you graduate without having someone to replace you? I was graduating that year, so if I didn't get any new members, we would have remained... I don't know what... It says Magic Club. In Google Translate, it says Demon Club. But it says we would have remained a Magic Club instead of I'd be the Demon Club. And then, of course, it's like, so of course I was desperate. Which kanji's wrong? This one, right? It probably just means disbanded the club, because there'd just be only 2 when you need 3 to have the club for the club to exist. So, what kind of club was you in? Which is different than the Doki Doki rules, which are you need 4.
それはもう趣味と実益を備えたクラブよ。
It's a club with hobbies and practical benefits. In other words, it's a club about something that I personally don't care about. I just got in the club because I wanted to be in a club. Or I had something for someone else who was in the club. Hobbies and practical benefits, what do you mean by that?
ハッキング。
Hacking. Hacking? Wait, what was that again?
そうね、ハッキングってハッキングは
It's like, oh yeah, it was about hacking, wasn't it? Yeah, but what do you mean by hacking? Well, hey, you were the one who recruited for her for the club. Yeah, and why was the club that Sarah was recruited to just so happened to be a thing that Sarah happened to be already good at? You folded her arms and looked down. It looked like she couldn't get the words out.
ねえマヨ、少年にもわかるように教えてあげてよ。
Mayo, explain it in a way that even the boy can understand.
はーい。
Yes. Sarah cleared her throat and began explaining in a formal tone.
早い話がコンピューターに興味津々でとことん調べていじくり回すことね。
Sorry, Sarah, I sneezed over your voice line. To put it simply, I'm interested in computers, so I'm going to thoroughly investigate and tinker with them.
コンピューターの知識を利用した不正侵入やシステム破壊なんかもハッキングって呼ばれるようになってから悪事千里を走るって言葉の通りそっちの方が有名になっちゃってるけど。
I've been more famous ever since they started calling computer knowledge hacking and system destruction hacking, just like the saying goes, running 1,000 miles for evil deeds. Okay. Well, I don't know what this is, but we're going to end it at it.